that's real man talk. Only some could speak it. You got many shots at goals, it only take one to reach it. Time is money, that's a fallacy that leaves some depleted. In reality, only reality is undefeated.
Thought I was out the game, you can see I'm back in it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Reality is Undefeated. I'm Matt Gatewood. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I got to get you guys a lot of content when I'm out and about, because I simply don't got time to just sit down, set up, and create content for you guys a lot of the times. Right now I'm waiting to go into work. It's raining right now, so a lot of lightning, so they're not gonna let us get out there and do our thing right now. So we probably like on a 2-hour stand down or something like that. And that give me 2 hours to sit in this goddamn truck and, let y'all know how I feel. One of the things I want to talk to you guys about, and I've been wanting to talk to you guys about, is, changing our disciplinary measures when it comes to our kids messing up. One of the things that I hate hearing, like it's damn near cringeworthy when I hear, is when someone's like, oh, these kids nowadays, they running around like this because, they not getting their ass whooped. Or I turned out the way I turned out because I got my ass whooped. Understand that there's hella people in prison, hella people in cemeteries that got their ass whooped. It's really that simple. The difference is how you responded to getting your ass whooped versus how they responded to getting their ass whooped, and how and in what situations your parents whooped your ass. The problem with these methods is that, for one, y'all are really whooping these kids like y'all don't give a fuck about these kids. That's the first fucking thing. You acting as if you enjoyed your grandmother or your aunt or your mother telling you to go get a switch off that tree. You acting as if you enjoyed getting hit with an extension cord or something. Like, you're acting as if you enjoyed that as a child, and the problem with the disciplinary measures of the past is that that was their, levels of severity. Okay, you do this, you get your ass whooped with a belt. You did this, you get your ass whooped with an extension cord. You do this, you go grab that branch off that tree. And it shouldn't be that. Y'all are whooping kids for every little thing. Don't do their homework, they get their ass whooped. Act out in class, they get their ass whooped. Talk back to you, they get their ass whooped. Don't clean their room, they get their ass whooped. Don't finish the dishes, they get their ass whooped. They get caught up, by something that catches their eye on the TV. When you told them to go grab this and bring it to you, they get their ass whooped. When they get their ass whooped for every little thing that they do, they cannot tell the difference in severity of the things that they're doing. Yes, I believe kids should get their ass whooped if they touch that stove, they try to put something in that electrical receptacle, they playing with knives, they running out in the street, running outside when they're not supposed to be outside in the first place. Things of that severity, you get your ass whooped for it. You act out in class, oh, you're going to get a stern talking to. You don't get that homework, well, you ain't watching TV or touching this tablet or touching this phone until that homework done. You fighting with your siblings, y'all getting your hand popped. Y'all fight together, not against each other. But to whoop their ass for every little thing that they do, you are not creating a different in layers or levels of severity. See, when kids only get their ass whooped for doing the most severe things, they don't do those severe things anymore. They know if I touch that stove, touch that knife, play with that lighter or the matches, I'm going to get my ass whooped. And I'm not used to getting my ass whooped. So I don't want to get my ass whooped. I'm not going to do that. But when they get their ass whooped for every little thing that they do, they just like, hey, no matter what I do, I get my ass whooped. So yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to go play with this stove. I'm curious to see what that do. When I don't do my homework, I get my ass whooped. When I'm watching TV when I ain't supposed to be, I'm getting my ass whooped. So it ain't no difference. And understand that ass whooping wear off. I mean, imagine if every little crime Every crime in the world only got 2 years. Meaning that, domestic violence, 2 years, speeding ticket that you didn't pay, 2 years, jaywalking, 2 years, murder, 2 years, mass murder, 2 years, El Chapo, 2 years. Yeah, there's going to be those instances where that 2 years is extremely severe. And then there's going to be the instances where that 2 years ain't shit compared to the reward of what I do, the reward of me going to rob this bank. That 2 years ain't shit. I'll take that risk because the risk reward don't add up. The reason why there's different levels of, punishment in the court of law is to try and, dissuade you from doing these crimes. You get life for murder, for kidnapping, for this, for that. They're trying to persuade you to not do those crimes. And another thing I wanted to get into, man. Please stop leaving your kids with people that don't love them. Like I'm tired of reading these stories, man, of these women's boyfriends and these dudes' girlfriends mistreating these kids because they got a vendetta against the baby mama or the baby daddy, and they treating the kid any old kind of way. Like, you got to get up, you got to go to work. Leave that child with somebody that loves them. Call their grandma, call their uncle, auntie, call your best friend. Call somebody that has some type of love for your child, because these people are abusing these kids, man, and shit just heartbreaking to read all of these stories. Like, they don't love your kids. If they say in slide comments and all of that, get your child need their ass whooped, things like that. Keep your kids out their way. Don't leave your children with them. Them kids don't mean nothing to them. Stop thinking people love your kids the way you love your kids. They don't. Only you love your kids. Only you have unconditional love for your kids. Like, even when it comes to family members who have love for your kids, they still don't love your kids the way you love your kids. And some of y'all don't love y'all kids, and it's showing y'all disciplinary measures. Some of y'all are whooping kids like worse than y'all would whoop a stranger out on the street. Stop doing your child like that simply because, you don't like what the other parent, your co-parent, is doing. You don't like the parts of your co-parent that they have in them. Stop that. But like I said, we have to come up with something, I'm about solutions on this here page, man. Yeah, we bringing awareness to issues, but we also leaving solutions at the end of these videos, because we got to correct the shit that's going on in our community. We got to get these kids a better upbringing. You got to get these kids a better quality of life. We got to make sure everything we doing with these kids is done with love for these kids on our minds. Even when we discipline them, they have to be able to feel and understand the love and why they were disciplined. And I don't feel like that's what's happening. I feel like a lot of discipline is just being done simply because that's what your parents did in that situation. But you know how you felt about that as a child. You know you didn't feel like you deserved that as a child. It's 2022. Something I've said before, something I'll continue to say, is that it's way too much information out there now for us to continue to act the way that we act, to do the things that we do without just cause. We do a lot of things without explanation. Another thing, man, I'm gonna need y'all to be mindful of what y'all are saying to these kids, especially in these heated moments, in these ready to give discipline moments. The things that come out your mouth need to be well thought of, okay? If you tell your kid they ain't gonna be shit, There ain't no person in the future that can come tell that kid that they can be whatever they want to be. The kid is still going to believe they ain't going to be shit because the person that's closest to that kid, that kid loves the most, told them they ain't going to be shit. Just like if you tell your kid you can be whatever you want to be in life, there's not a person that can come behind you and tell that kid that they ain't going to be shit. Because the person they love the most told them they could be whatever the fuck they want to be in life. You guys have to be mindful of the psychological damage that you may be doing to your kids by the things that you say in the heat of the moment. Make sure that when you discipline, there's a path for redemption, right? Like, no, we're not going to Wet and Wild this week. You was acting up in class, you was talking back to your teacher, plus you got 3 homework assignments that have not been turned in. Wet and Wild this week is over. However, if you behave correctly next week, you make sure all your homework done, and when I talk to that teacher next Friday, if she told me that you were well behaved, we'll go to Wet and Wild next week. The path for redemption is there. The door ain't shut on them doing what they want to do. They just understand that they now have to be accountable of their actions. They now have a responsibility in making sure that that action that they want to do takes place. All right, if I go to school and I do my homework and if I don't act out, I behave, I'm good. I'm going to go to Wet and Wild this week. That's what then goes in their head. It ain't a damn, man, I really wanted to go to Wet and Wild, but I messed up. So now I ain't going to be able to go. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to go. Man. But for heaven's sake, right? Please stop giving your kids the speech of them not getting nothing. Don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing before you go into these stores. This is how a lot of y'all end up getting your kids things for Christmas. And 2 weeks later, you see that the thing you got them ain't even touched. Because you told them not even to go grab nothing, don't touch nothing, don't look at nothing before they even went in the store. You don't even understand what interests your child. You out here buying, PlayStation games when they wanted Pokemon cards. You out here buying Pokemon cards when they wanted PlayStation games. You don't know what your children's interest is. Because they can't touch nothing, can't look at nothing, don't ask for nothing because they ain't getting nothing. That psychological damage that is being done to your child. Allow them to ask for something, look at something, touch something. And if you can't provide that for them in that moment, simply respond, sorry, babe, we can't get this week. I don't have enough, or you didn't act right, or so on and so forth. But next time we come to this store, you might be able to get that. That way you leave yourself an out if you still can't get that or still, don't feel like the child is deserving of that in that time. But you also leave the possibility for them to, at least have it in their minds that, I might be able to get that. We got to stop that, man. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Like I say, I'm going to start coming at y'all, just how I am. Because that's reality, man. Reality is I ain't got time to sit down and record a lot of the time. So, it's going to be how it is, man. But holla at you. Bye.